Hello everyone, hello and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Chronicle. I am the Black Shadow, and we are here still at the Sindane forest, folks. As you can see, we have managed to clear the pathway to the next area of the game, Balance Valley. Courtesy of the fact that we have now actually completed the Rainbow Butterfly Wood. We finally found the Rainbow Butterfly itself, had an interesting little boss fight there, and now with the Firbits happy and everything else, we are in a position where we can now carry on with the game. However, before we do that, folks, there is a couple of bits and pieces that need to we should really do before we actually move on. You don't have to do what I'm going to be doing in this video, but I don't think there's any harm in it. I mean, say we've got this is Sindane at the moment. You know, and we've been working on it a bit. I really want to finish Sindane off. Generally, I wouldn't be too fussed about it. But you know, about completing these, specifically, especially because obviously there's 2 points there which we're not supposed to know about, and I know why we're not supposed to know about them. But I know what they are, and they can be completed at this point, folks. So I figure what we're going to do is we're going to finish off Sindane. Now, as you can see, we've done everything we need to, except that we still need to get hold of Mullane. And, of course, we've got these mysterious points here, folks. So, what I have done, off-screen, folks, again, I've been doing, a little bit more work, is I have got hold of a fair few items. I have been doing some work as well. I've upgraded the, this is the Gladius that we did have, folks, which has now become the Cliff Knife. Because to remember, to get hold of Mullane, we need to build up the Gladius twice. So we've built up from Gladius to the Cliff Knife, and I can now go to build it up to this, the Chopper. So I'm going to do that right now. And it's basically like a machete, folks. And now we've built it up twice, you know, that's all well and good. Also, found a new weapon for Monica as well off screen. This, the Bone Rapier. This is a very interesting weapon, folks. The Bone Rapier. As you can see, it's got a something on the bottom left, a little skull. It's got a special ability, folks, which is actually, I think it's poison. And this is known as the start of the, unofficially it's known as the evil sword path, folks. And basically, you know, as I said, there's loads of different types of weapons that Monica can use, but she has like the evil sword path, which is basically weapons that have lots of special abilities that you've got. You know, so it's got poison, some have dark, some have got like absorb, some have combinations. And you can use this Bone Rapier, and you can build up, and this will go all the way to one of her ultimate weapons, the Island King, which I haven't decided if I'm going to get that or a different special weapon yet. I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of it, truth be told. But you can build this up, and you know it's a curious type of weapon to use. You know, there's some good weapons on the route as well, for that matter. But well. I've got a little more paint. We've obviously got the gold paint, which we bought from earlier, so that's another reason I'm going to go back. That I'm going to keep for later. And you'll also notice that we've got more coins, folks. I've went and bought another couple of indestructible coins. I found this, the bandit coin, which is kind of cool. I found that going around. I nearly got hold of another coin, but I screwed up, basically. So I didn't get hold of that. But what I figured we're going to do is, since we need to get hold of Mullane, we kind of need to go back to Palm Brinks anyways. We can get hold of a few more people now, and then that's basically everyone done that we need to. So we're going to go back to the... Let's go to the underground channel first, and let's go speak with Donny first. So let's go have a chat with Donny. That was me, Max. Now, you remember that Donny asked us to get hold of a dark and indestructible coin from him. Now, you can buy both of those at the Durac Mall. It costs 3,000 Gilder to get the pair. And now we have got one of each. Unbelievable! Don't just stand there. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Yeah, fine. I've got them all, and I thought it was impossible. Well, I guess I've no choice now. I better go with you. And Donny now joins our party. And Donny's quite a... He's quite a useful guy to have, actually, on your party. He's very good at, like, sort of unlocking... One of his abilities is to do with, like, he unlocks sort of, like, you know, chests that have got, like, these traps on them. and sort of these extra areas that are like locked in dungeons. He can unlock all of them, which is really, really useful, folks. Really handy. Yeah, I know, I'm pretty awesome. And also, I got a couple of new scoops as well, which I went and got, so I'm just going to record those with him. So that deals with Donny, which is alright. Yeah, I'll explain what's gone on with my equipment a little bit later. So that's all well and good. So that's Donny dealt with, which is fine. So, you know, because I say, out of all the characters that you can take with you, Donny is one that I think throughout the game, there's probably maybe there's not a huge amount that you would realistically take with you on your travels for like an extended period of time. Some you might take for specialist reasons, but for just general going around, Donny is one of those people. Like Borneo, like Mayonnaise, I think Donny is another one of those, so which is really good. So here is Malane here at the weapon shop. As I said, we have got the chopper now, so if we have a chat with her. That's a pretty impressive sword. Sorry, I had to, well, you know, you could have just said, come along, well. It's just that if I fight with an amateur, it's dangerous for me too. I'm the Black frickin' Shadow! Let's go fight together. And now Malane has joined our party, which is really useful, folks. She can bring around her weapon shop with her, which is handy. The real good thing with Malane as well is that if you have her equipped with you, she will actually help improve your swords. I'm going to keep hold of that for a moment because I might well play around with that later on. I haven't decided yet. You remember what I was saying about Cedric and saying about how having him helps upgrade your weapons? I was sort of semi-right. I wasn't completely correct, unfortunately. What I meant to say is there are several characters in the games that will, if you have them with you when you're leveling up certain weapons, they will improve them. So Cedric will help give you extra synthesis points on wrenches when you level them up. Gerald does guns, Malane does swords, and there's someone that we haven't met yet which deals with Monica's brassards. So that's all. Yeah, that's all well and good. But yeah, so I sort of got that slightly wrong. But yeah, if you are interested in going around and doing some sword leveling, Malane on your party is a good way to go. She'll give you the extra bits and pieces that you need, just to boost that strength that little bit extra, you know. And it makes a pretty decent difference in the end. So this is Pan, our artist, a magical artist who is pretty good on one leg. And of course he asked us to get hold of this, the gold paint. So now that we have it, give me the paint so that I can give life to my picture. There we are. Again, you can buy this at the Durat Mall for just, well, for £1,000. Oh, holy crap! Well, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned. Please use my new power whenever you want. And so Pan has joined our party. As well as Julia. Julia also joined your party as well, so you actually get a 2-for-1 deal there. And Julia's not too bad, actually. If memory serves me correctly, she's not a bad support character to have either. Use my new power whenever you want. Oh, believe me, I will, Pan. Again, he's a character that you do want to get hold of sooner rather than later. We're going to be needing his assistance when it comes to the new area of Balance Valley, folks. Just as a word of forward advice. But yeah, Pan's pretty handy. I can't remember exactly what Julia does, but I'm sure she has some. She's actually not too bad. If memory serves me correctly, so I'm going to have to... I'll go onto the train, I'll have a little look. Sorry, just playing with my headset there, I do apologise. Now, there is one other thing as well that I have been doing off-screen, folks, and that is lots and lots of fishing. If you look at our aquarium here, folks, you'll see that I have some very big fish in here at the moment. A variety of different kinds of fish. So there's that. I found an 86cm gobbler, which was not an easy catch. The Baku I've also got as well. But the important thing to note here is this. I finally finally got hold of a plus 60cm nonki. It took forever. I mean, I must have gotten through about 15 fucking minis. Oh, sorry about that slip of the tongue, but I got through loads and loads of fishing bait before I finally got hold of one. It was like a weight off my shoulders. So I really want to get hold of Fabio, just so I've got that, you know, the portable fishing bait store, because it's very hard to come across that sort of thing. I don't know how much more fishing I'll be doing now, but I'll probably be doing bits and pieces here and there. If we now have a chat with Fabio, I underestimated you, just like everyone always does. Man don't need to be told twice. I'll listen to what you say as I promised. Talk as much as you like. Oh yes, and Fabio has now joined us on our travels. Maybe one day you could let me in on your fishing tricks. Persistence. Sounds about right. And just for the, in case anyone's curious, this is the fishing rod as it stands at the moment. It's had some work put into it, folks. It's taken some time. You know, I must have caught the best part of 100 fish to get to where it is, folks. I mean, honestly, been really busy in dungeons, in normal areas. Ugh, horrendous. And so with all that done, I think that's pretty much most people actually. If we look through, oh yes, Corrine, yes, she's the one person I forgot we need to get, folks. Now I did look at Corrine. Remember, she's the little girl that we found in Morton's house, who wanted to play hide and seek with us, folks. I said at the time I didn't actually know, and I'll be honest, folks, I did actually had to look it up because I just couldn't remember for the life of me where on earth Corrine is. She's kind of handy to have around. You know, there's probably more useful support characters in the game, but you know, I mean, rather than, you know, having playing hide and seek, except there's a whole lot of hiding and not a lot of seeking, I figure we'll finish it off, folks. So this is Morton's house here. This is where you find Corrine in the first place on the second floor. She does go to a couple of areas, and I'll show you where they are. The first place she goes to is actually Claire's house here. Well, Claire's on the train, so I don't know. I think this case I've got the lights on, but nobody's home. But if we go into Claire's house here, and I think she's in this bedroom. Oh, there she is. Here she is. Here we are. And there's Corrine there on the second floor again. Can you find me again? Well, believe me, I certainly can, because I cheated. You only have to find her twice, folks, luckily. And fortunately, you don't actually have to go very far to find her. The tendency is to think, oh my goodness, she could be anywhere in Palm Brinks, but she actually never leaves this sort of small little section of Palm Brinks, folks. This sort of like this housing area. You've got like the sort of like the cafe and the bar is, and the station. You've got where City Hall is. You've got sort of like the market sort of street with all the shops. You got, this is the little housing area, and then you've got the Palm Brinks Lake. But the second place that she goes to actually is again on the second floor, folks, and she actually finds a way into Max's room. What she's doing there, I don't quite know, but I'm pretty sure I've been told that there she is right there. I'm getting a bit fed up with this now. I think it's actually really boring. Oh well, let's go off on our adventure then. And there we go, Corrine has joined our party as well, which is super. You know, I can live with that, folks. And so now, if that's all the things done here, folks. You'll notice there's still there's still 3 question marks here, folks. These are characters that we have not actually met yet. There are a few characters we'll find on our adventures that we can bring along with us, but we haven't actually met them yet. But that is pretty much, that is everyone in Palm Brinks done, folks. It is a bit of legwork, and admittedly, at times it might not make the most interesting of viewing or playing, and I accept that. But it's one of those necessary evils, folks. I'd rather get it all done now. It's all out the way. We've got everyone. We've got full use of whoever we desire, so that we can then move on from there, which is awesome. So that's Palm Brink's done. We will not need to come back here for a little while. It won't be too much need. So if we now return back to Sindane, folks, before we actually go to the diorama, if we just go through the train one last time, and I'll show you where everyone is and what everyone does that we don't know yet, while doing the usual stuff. So here's Fabio. So he will make fishing bait for you, and he also sell you bait. So if I go to buy stuff, you've got a lot of things that we recognise, some that we don't. There's Evie there, but we recognise most of them. And so now we've got that with us. And also, if you do take him with you, he will make bait for you. And I believe the bait that he makes like 3 certain baits, but it's random. It's like between like Mimis and like Batans and whatever else. It's a bit randomised. I don't know if there's a particular method to it, but I'm pretty sure there isn't. So let's just do everything else as well. It's not been too long since I actually went on this train anyways. This is Karine. She'll sell you hair ornaments for Monica, which is kind of cool, but also if you take her with you into a dungeon, any of those, the 2-sided coins, always an angel. It's automatic, which is quite useful, which can be quite handy. And if we have a look at see what she can actually buy off of her, yellow ribbons, striped ribbon, the Zipangu comb, and the swallowtail. And basically it affects the bit off the back. So I don't actually know if I'm going to use any of those. I might play with that off screen and see if there's anything there. Obviously we know Conda. Res Rufio, Priest Bruno, here we are. Here's Palm. Yes, he's quite handy. He'll sell you paint, as you probably would have guessed. And so you can see what ones that we haven't actually got. We've actually got, well, all the 8 that he actually sells, so that can be quite useful. You will need paint in the near future for certain diorama parts. And also, as you see here, his ability here, escaping dungeons. It's not something I've ever touched upon. If you're ever in a dungeon, if you actually need to leave the dungeon, like if you're really about to die and you're worried, you can leave a dungeon, but it will cost you some of your money, like a certain percentage. If you've got Palm with you, you can escape whenever you want for free, which is quite useful. Here's Julia. She'll sell you armbands. That's what it was. She sold armbands. So at the moment, it's only the magical brassard, but that'll develop on as the game goes on, I imagine. And also, she charms enemies within a certain range. I'm going to be honest, folks, and say I don't actually quite know how that works, so I might have to look that up, because I don't actually know. I think maybe it's like within a certain range, enemies will be less hesitant to attack you. I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's Need and Gerald, as you know. Stuart's here, who still provides his shoes. Here's a new one, Melaine. Again, she's got a weapon shop with you, which is quite handy. So that'll be quite useful, especially as the game goes on a little bit later. And instead of abilities, she'll give you bonus points when upgrading swords, which again is quite useful again for if you're taking along with you for sword development. And if we go into the third one here, so there's Claire, we've already done. Ferdinand is still here. I'm going to go get a little bit more premium chicken off of him because I really should while I've got the thought of it. Let's just get into the habit. Donny! Here we are. Lots of stuff we do for him. We can still do the scoop digging for him, which I suppose you have to do. You now have his item shop as well. It's available. He sells you a few bits and pieces here, folks. There's some bread, antidotes. But the really special thing to note is this, folks. Treasure chest keys. This is the first time we can get hold of these, folks. Basically, all these treasure chests that you sometimes see that they're locked. You know, we have to force to open, or if there's chests that are like have got particular potential traps on them, you can use these to open them up without getting hurt. Which can certainly have its place later on in the game, folks. So I'm going to buy a few of those. Not too many as it stands. Well, I might buy a few more. I don't know yet. But these are quite useful. Actually, I'm going to buy a couple more. I've got the money for it. But they can be really handy at a pinch, you know, if you're something you really want to get open, but you're kind of a bit hesitant to break open because you might not be in good state. Use one of those, Really handy. Just bear in mind that you don't get much money back for actually having them. And as you see, yeah, it opens locked doors and locked treasure chest anyways. So you don't even need the keys with you. But he's quite handy. I think Donny's is quite useful, especially if you're trying to hunt sort of weapons that are pretty decent sort of chest hunting later on in the game when you're trying to find these locked chests because they've got good items in them and work from there. I think they're quite handy. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get Borneo. I'm going to quickly grab Eric. I'm going to grab hold of his improved bombs because they're... Oh, I can't. I ain't got any points for it. Damn. Okay then. Well, let's quickly get Borneo just so we can restore Eric's thing. Is there anything I need to sell? I don't think there really is. No. Okay then. I'll quickly we'll get Borneo just so we can restore Eric's skill points. And we will now we will move back to Sindane. So we can finish off the diorama here. Now I know there's probably one or two people that think that what I'm doing, it might. I don't think this goes as far as cheating. I don't think so at all. The reason that the idea is that the reason we don't get the diorama information for the last 2 points is it's kind of a way to try and get the game to protect and kind of stop you from getting the item you get for completing Sindane. It's a very useful gun for a max, basically. It's not horrendously overpowered, I don't think, but it's quite useful. So let's finish things off. So we need to get Mullane to reside in Sindane, which is why I've got the straw hut here, because the other two conditions, as I've kind of mentioned, is one of them is we need to get someone to reside in a straw hut, and the other one is I need to get I need to build a load of fences around the Firbit house. I think it's 15 is the amount you actually need. So if we just build this up, can I zoom in a bit? Yeah, I can. So if we just build this fence around. Oh, that's wrong. Bugger. I've done that too well. Because I've just realised I'm blocking up the pathway, which isn't very good. Really, game? You're going to make me do this? Why can't I get to connect? A bit weird. That is weird. I can't get it to connect upwards. It's strange. Oh, there we are. There we go. I was wondering I couldn't get it to work. That was a bit weird. So if we keep building our fence around, so there we go. So I'm hoping it's going to say that it's done, which it does. There we go. And so now we've restored Elder Durex branch, which is handy because we need that for the last point down at the bottom. So let's get Mullane to reside in Sindane. We've still got a few culture points in order to build as well. So let's go down here. That bit of change in the future. So we come over to here. If we move Mullane in, I'm hoping she's going to move. Bugger. Right, she doesn't want to live there, so we're going to have to change things around a little bit. If we go to, if we take Gordon out of here, whoops, yes, obviously some people won't want to live in, like, everywhere you put them. Everyone's got their own particular, preferences. So if we move Mullane into this house instead, and my suggestion will be that Gordon probably won't mind living in a straw hut. Just because being, the garden and all that sort of stuff. Wherever Gordon is. There he is. Lovely. Okay then. So, yeah, changing the future again. So that's 90% done. So we've also got that. The only thing we need to do now is to get more culture points, which we need 6 of. So let's just build some stuff and just put it onto things. So like, oh dear. To be honest, one of the easy way of doing it is generally just building a load of chimneys. They give 2 culture points each and just put them onto houses. It may not look the most prettiest of things sometimes, but you know, I mean, you could, in theory, you could put like several onto one house, like that. It looks a bit weird, admittedly, but you can do that. You know, and it's just making the most of the system sometimes. And now with all that done, and with the culture points at 15 plus, we have 100% completion, which is awesome. Again, the funny thing is, you still don't know what it is we've actually done with that bottom point, folks, but you will find out very soon. So, with everything done, let's now head back to the future. I'm gonna be making that joke so often, it's not even a joke anymore. It's the funniest part. And you'll see now, we will now find a fully restored Durat Mall.
Oh, hello. This place is back to its old self somehow. You did it, didn't you? Here's a token of my gratitude.
And a hell of a token it is as well. Yeah, and arguably you shouldn't necessarily have this at this point, but I wanted to get it. Say hello to the Durat gun. Yes, I know it looks a bit odd, but you will learn to like this.
Thanks, Master Durat.
This is going to be... This weapon is what I am going to be using basically onwards for the rest of the game for Max. Quite simply. This is what I'm going to be using and keeping with us, and Max is going to be developing this into his ultimate weapon from here. This is the way I've decided that I'm going to go. There's, again, a few paths you can take, but this is the one I'm going to go for with the Durat gun. It's a bit of an odd weapon to start off with, admittedly, but it is... Well, you can see, if you look at the comparison with what the weapon I've got, it's got a lot more of the special stats. It's not actually that bad, to be fair, folks, actually. It's not a bad weapon. But I'm actually going to quit the bell trigger on me for a second, because I want to get that to +5 so that I can start playing around with that, folks. Also... the drill wrench as well, off screen, I've ended up getting it to the point where I can actually develop it to the next weapon, the smash wrench, so we'll do that here. This is the new weapon for Max. It's not a bad weapon actually, the smash wrench, it looks a bit odd at times. But again, you've now got more choice of what you're going to do from here. And Monica's stuff is coming along nicely enough. Still taking a little bit of time. So that's all well and good. So that all nearly done with. Shall we explore with the rest of the Durat Mall now that we can? I forgot to mention, folks, I completely missed it off screen. There was actually a potato bar here for Max. I completely forgot to get it. Completely and utterly forgot. So I went and got that off screen. So if we have a little wander around and just make sure there's nothing that... Because the problem is these chests are so small, it is quite easy to miss them. It's very easy to miss them if you're not looking carefully. But this is the Durat branch now, which is now available, that we can now come up to. This is the new weapon shop here. Ham shop, Durat arms. Oh, these are items. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, cool, I didn't know they were things you could take pictures of. So this is the Durat weapon shop, who is hosted by Luce. Thanks to you, Durat, and this whole forest is back to normal. Come back anytime. And again, you can start playing with these weapons. There's only the 6 at the moment, folks, but we've got the dryer gun, which is something Max can use. You can get hold of long swords here, and you can also buy the bone rapier here as well, although I've already found one. So you can do that here, which is kind of cool. And also, because we have developed the last point of the game, folks, the bottom one is this, folks, this little new area. Jurek has been revived, so it's time we strike back at Griffin. I'm sure we can win if we work together. That's what we like to hear. And that brings us to this special little thing, folks. These are golden eggs. They just happen to be the same golden eggs that are in the scoop, folks. And also, by getting hold of these, folks, this is the other way you can get hold of the gold paint that for Parn. You can either buy the gold paint, or you can actually get it here, folks. But I decided I was going to buy it because there's not really much difference between buying it and finding it. It's like 50 guilder. I couldn't really care, so I think I'd just buy it and then get this later on. But that's really handy to get hold of that. And like I say, what we got hold is, that's a good grand that we can sell. That's all good money, so get rid of all that. So yeah, so that's pretty cool, folks. And that is Sindane fully restored, which is really cool. And yeah, folks. So now at this point, now it is fully restored. If you need to come back here for whatever reason to develop stuff, you can. But it's quite possible, and I would perhaps argue against sometimes that some of the characters that we've got residing, especially like Melaine, I would be tempted to take out just so I can bring her back with me on the train, just so I can use her. If I ever need to come back for the weapon store here, I can just move her back into Sindane quickly to bring up the weapon store again. But I don't think you should feel completely obliged to leave people living in these areas as like a strict rule. I don't think that's necessary. But that's just the way I feel about it. So. Right, okay then. So the only one more thing that I'm going to do before we move on to Balance Valley, folks, is remember we came into the tailor shop, and remember we had these folks down here. See, there's our gold paint. Oh, we don't have them anymore. The dark and indestructible coins. Oh, they're not available anymore. Oh wow, I didn't know they were not available. It must be because I've got a hold of Donny now. They're suddenly not available again, folks. But I'm going to sell it. I don't need it. But I actually went off screen. I bought a couple more indestructible coins. You see, I've still got 3 here, folks, and there's a reason for that. Is now I want to actually introduce adding and synthesizing coins to your weapons, which I could have done earlier, but I haven't done. If you'll notice here, folks, like the smash wrench, I've left a synthesis point on, as well for like the crystal brassard. I've left a synth point on for this purpose, folks, just so I can show these. It's a very nice way of getting those little extra bits out of your weapons. Oh, let me just fix this. That's really annoying me. It's a very nice way of just getting those little extra bits out of your coins, folks. So we found a few of these as we've gone. So there's a poison coin, healing coin, indestructible coin, which again I've bought a few of those. We also got the bandit coin, which I'm not going to be using for this demonstration, folks. But the general way of synthesizing coins is exactly the same process as you do for anything else. Spectrumize the coin that you want to add. So the indestructible coin basically means that your weapons don't break as quickly. It effectively increases their durability. If it's like by 30% or something. And then you can synthesize these to any weapon you want. You only need 1 point to add to it. And it will change its special ability. So if we now add this onto our smash wrench, the smash wrench ability is changed, and it now has the durable ability on it, folks. So this will last a reasonable amount much more in combat, folks. And it's one of the simpler ones to get. You'll find some weapons might have like a status or special ability called fragile, which is basically the opposite of durable, folks. And they will actually cancel each other out. If you add an indestructible coin that's got fragile status, it will basically eliminate it. So you kind of have to have 2, I think, in order to put it on. But it's very useful to get hold of these when you can. They're worth a lot of money, but they're certainly useful in putting on these items. I mean, it's like with the crystal brassard here. I thought about it. I don't use it a huge amount, so I figured, well, I can't see me using indestructible. That kind of makes more sense for your main weapons. Well, I thought the healing coin would be quite a useful addition, so I'm going to synthesize that, and I'm going to put that on the crystal brassard. And again, if we do this here, that will change its special ability to give it healing. which I believe is the opposite of dark, if memory serves me correctly. And so now with this, folks, during battle, Monica's health will gradually be very slowly restored, but restored nonetheless, folks. It makes a difference. You know, so if you know, especially later on in the game, if you're running really badly out of the healing items, you can do that, folks. That's quite useful. So yeah, folks, I'm going to be starting to do that a little bit more throughout the game. That's why I bought a couple of indestructible coins, because I want to put one onto Monica's sword here, and I also want one for later on in the game as well. So yeah, that's basically that's how we're going to roll, which is cool. And as we move along, I'll start playing around with that a little bit more here and there. But I think, for all intents and purposes, folks, I believe we are now done here at the Durat Mall, folks. I don't think you guys will ever see this again, because if I ever do come back here, odds are it's going to be off screen, if I ever need to come back here, folks. So it's been nice to come here, folks. I do like the Durat Mall, to be fair, but unfortunately we have got a date with Destiny at Balance Valley, folks. So I suggest we get cracking on. Right, lovely. So all I'm going to do quickly before we leave is who we got on all these houses. So we've got Melaine here, who I am going to return to the train. If I ever need her back, I can do. That's not a problem. In here we've got Adele. Do I want Adele with me? Actually, I might do. Yes, actually, I'm going to bring Adele back as well, because I'm going to need her. Aunt Polly, I'm going to leave because I'm not too fussed by that. And Gordon can stay as well. I don't necessarily need him, so I'll bring those two back with me. Polly and Gordon can remain here at the at Sindane, and if I ever need to come back, I can do that. So that's cool. Right, okay then. So one last thing we're going to do as well, just to get it done with. Because I said I would do, is you see these gift capsules here? You see how I've got the, this one here's got the free cheeses, folks. You remember from the little demo video I showed you of the monster transformation stuff? Basically, what I am going to do, just for completion's sake, is I'm just going to quickly go and we're going to get the rat badge. So to do that, if we go back to Palm Brinks to the underground channel. Why do I say that? I don't know why I say channel. So if we go just the outside world, that'll do. And the premise is pretty simple of how to work these. Again, there's 12 in total. I'll probably point them out as we go along, but again, it's not something I ever really delved into much. At this point now, folks, we are now horrendously overpowered in here. So yeah, we can destroy pretty much anything we want. But this stuff is pretty easy, folks. All you need to do is get your gift capsule, put it as one of your actual items on your equipment, folks, and then you can use it as, and then throw it and stuff. And what you need to do is we need to go and find a rat, which I'm hoping is not going to take too long. Yeah, you see, we're just going to destroy everything here. As you see, yeah, it's complete and utter pawnage down here now. You know, we are really powerful, which is sort of, I suppose, that's sort of the idea. It's kind of supposed to be at this point. There's a rat on the left side. There's a couple of rats here actually. I only want to deal with the one. Here we are. See it, folks. So here there's a treasure chest that needs to be booby trapped. So I'm assuming if I was to use this now, do I have to put it like on the actual equipment? No. Oh, I don't know now. If I go the wrong one... Oh, that's how it just says you succeed in disarming the trap. You just choose one, and it will come up for you, and I assume if we look at this, it's down to... Oh, I got it right anyways. Oh, I don't know anymore. I don't know! But anyways, if it's something that needs unlocking, you can use that, so it's So that gets us down to just the one wrap, folks. So again, what you need to do, equip your gift capsule. Wait for it to come at you, folks. You need to chuck the capsule with 3 of the items that you need. And you see at the top there, you see it's got the little sort of the sign there, the music note. So now if we kill it, it will drop the monster transformation badge, and that's the beast one, folks. So now, if we want to, we can now select the beast one again from the start, and you can do that sort of thing, and that's kind of cool if you want to play around with that. And again, there's 12 to get, and we'll get hold of some more as we go along, folks, I'm sure. But I'll probably look it up at some point and figure out how I want to deal with that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to quickly finish off the dungeon while I'm here. Portage, complete and utter destruction. So I'm going to quickly go. I'm going to finish off this dungeon here, and then I'm going to see you guys back at the Blackstone one as we will be preparing to make the move into Balance Valley, folks. So I will be but a couple moments, so 2 seconds. And so here we are back here, and to move on with the game, folks, what we will need to do is have a chat with old Cedric here. You want to leave? We do indeed, folks. It has been a pleasure to be at Rainbow Wood. I do like this place, but I'm not going to say no moving to Balance Valley, which is, as I said, one of my favourite areas in the entire game, folks, Balance Valley.
All right, let's move them out.
Let's indeed. Onwards and upwards. Into the depths we go. Welcome to Balance Valley.
Wow, they even have a station here.
Yeah, pretty cool, eh?
This is Balance Valley Station.
By the look of things, this valley's been hit as well. Hey, Max! We'll take care of things at this end.
Is that another
You take as long
blockage?
as you need.
Oh, how convenient.
Thanks, Borneo.
Go get them, kids. Be careful out there.
Okay, I got you.
Kids? Well, I suppose. Before we do anything, I want to quickly get hold of Cedric here, just so I can do the stuff the ride pod. I haven't been able to do it for ages, because once you get to the point that we can't actually get hold of Cedric to be a support character, to do anything like that until you move to Balance Valley, which is kind of a pain. I'm going to get out of a shield kit for it, so yeah, 16 out of 36, that's not bad. He'll be very useful here. Balance Valley is a pretty decent place for the ride pod, I'm going to say that now. So if I take Cedric along as well quickly to repair our weapons. Whoops, wrong one. So if we just get repair stuff, so that one. I think it's about it. Oh, and the chopper as well. Yeah, why not get to repair that? What have we got weapon-wise well, anyways? Okay, then. Lovely, right, so let's grab hold of old Borneo again. I might start taking someone else other than Borneo pretty soon, but I haven't quite decided who or why. Yeah, you can see sort of stalactites and sort of all the rocks have kind of come down and broke the place, so that's not ideal. But as I say, this is Balance Valley Station, folks. It's a bit of an odd-looking place, to be fair. You know, but I quite like it. I can dig it. Just save the game quickly on that one. Yeah, I've put in a bit of time actually in this already, folks. I have put in a fair amount of outside work off screen recently, so. But yeah, so this is Balance Valley Station, folks. Even the little benches. is a bit weird. There's a... What is that? Is that like a wanted poster? Place seems completely deserted, must be said.
So this is Balance Valley.
That's right. There are 4 plateaus in this valley, but the height of those plateaus can change. Pretty strange, huh?
Curious.
Wow. Huh? There are houses over there.
Great observation,
Might be
Max.
people as well. Let's go check it out.
And we will do, folks, next time on Let's Play Dark Chronicle, folks. We're actually gonna start exploring the wonderful world of Balance Valley. But that is where this session is gonna come to an end for now. So I thank everyone who has watched through what has been a bit of work at times. Unfortunately, that's the way that LP does start sometimes. There's just a bit of work that has to be done, but it all helps for the future groundwork. Now that we've got through some of the kind of the more tedious parts of the game, now we can actually move on with it much more properly now. And we can move on, and we can really start enjoying this game for all that it's worth, folks. So I thank you all very much for watching, and for learning the sheer amount that we have about all the different things you can do about this game. There's still a few bits that we haven't been introduced yet, but we're not too far away from those. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys will come will rejoin us when we pick back up Dark Chronicle in a few days or so. But until then, folks, I will thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later. So take care of yourselves.